Hey folks, welcome to my channel, and today we're going to do another movie review. We're going to be talking about the Demon Slayer movie, the Mugen Train, Kimetsu no Yaiba. It's definitely one of the best movies I've seen this year so far. I mean, I know it's right now like May 2nd of 2021, and it's definitely definitely an awesome movie. Sorry, let me make this a little closer. Yeah, so this is a great movie. And in case you're not familiar with Demon Slayer, so right now it is an anime that's available to watch on Netflix, on Crunchyroll, and I think maybe even a few other sites. It's super cool. Just to give you a little bit of synopsis of it. So it follows basically a young kid who lives in the Edo period, I believe, of like Japan, where you have parts of the world or parts of Japan where it's still very much kind of rural. They live very simple. Then you have the big cities where they can really modernize a lot, very westernized. There's like trolleys and stuff. And obviously they have trains, so it's kind of like in that like era where they're starting to kind of go through like industrial revolution type of. I forget what the exact date is, but anyways, so it follows this kid. His family gets murdered by a demon, and yeah, so in this world there's like demons, which is more like zombies in a way, but except that, but they just call them demons because they're grotesque. They eat people, and they actually grow in power, or like they grow in strength when they eat more and more people. So, anyways, his family gets killed. His entire family gets killed, and his sister gets turned into a zombie. Gets turned into a demon. And at first, she was gonna be killed, but thanks to her brother and the ties and the bond that they had, she basically was able to resist her urge to eat humans and actually defend him. So because of the strong bond they have, she's kind of in a very unique situation where she's like the only demon to not eat other humans and also kind of fight with her brother. So it was like and so a demon slayer who saw this was like, holy crap, like I've never seen this before. Seems very unique. In fact, like, maybe there can be something good could come out of this, right? So the kid eventually becomes a demon slayer, which is part of a larger demon slayer corps. So it's like basically this like secret organization that goes around killing demons in order to protect humanity. And in order to do this, they're basically like kind of like in a way, I don't want to say samurai, but more just like there's sword masters, right? So when in this world, like in order to defeat a demon, you need to chop off their head. But not only that, you need to use a special sword that each demon slayer wields, which is made from a material that's like, I guess, absorbed a lot of like UV rays. So because like the only way to kill a demon otherwise would be to expose him to the sun. So it's kind of like almost like a vampire-ish kind of situation. So these swords, the reason they can also kill demons without exposing a demon to the sun is because they absorb UV rays and it actually like kills their cells or something. They kind of go into it a little bit more in the anime. I'm not going to go too much into it. And each demon slayer is they kind of have more than I want to say supernatural abilities, but like definitely heightened like superhuman abilities in some shape or form. Like they're definitely not normal people because in a lot of ways they can do things that normal people can't do. Like the training and conditioning that they even go through is very, very rigorous. At least, but that's what we see in the main character. That may not be true for every single demon slayer, but for at least the main character, we see him go through very extensive training where it's like pretty rigorous. And he builds up his body, and also like maybe not every demon slayer, but most demon slayers learn a breathing technique. So that's like kind of the special skills that goes on in this world, where like whoever the demon slayer is, a breathing technique is basically sword techniques, and there's 5 general ones, which is like water, fire, stone, lightning, and something else. Anyway, so there's like these 5 basic styles, and then there's derivatives of that come out of it, right? So they learn these styles in order to do special moves, and then they animate it very well. And so eventually this so in this particular movie, it actually continues the anime. So the anime and kind of ends off of a cliffhanger where the 3 main characters, they're supposed to go on this train to assist one of the top demon slayers, the Hashira. So he's one of the 12 top demon slayers, and he's called the Flame Hashira. So Hashira. Why do I sound white or sound so Western? Hashira, who, they're supposed to go on this train because they're like, oh man, there's a lot of deaths that have been happening on this train. Let's go see what's up. So they're supposed to go assist him, and they basically end up fighting 2 of the top demons that are coming from the other side. So I think they fight a bottom 5 and a top 3. So not, and that's like the rank. So the way they rank the demons in terms of like the top 10 strongest, I think it's top 10 strongest. It's like a top 1, top 2, top 3. So like, or when they say top, it's just like, it's the upper ranks. So there's 5 people, 5 or 6 demons in the upper class. So it'll be like, so they're marked with the up character in Japanese, or at least the Asian character, I should say, because it's the same thing in Chinese. And they'll be like top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the one that shows up here is number 3. And then there's also bottom 5, who is, and you'll see the character for bottom, where they'll show up, and I think it's the number 5 that shows up in this one, and that's actually the demon for the train. But anyways, so they go on to this mission, and I think it was like actually a perfect mission, or like a perfect story point to actually make into a movie, because if this was just drawn for the series, like like a normal episode, like this episode, like they will probably go on for like 4 to 5 episodes at least. And depending on where you cut it off in between, it's just going to be cliffhanger after cliffhanger after cliffhanger, right? So making this actually into a movie I thought was actually a very, very good choice. And in fact, I hope they do more of this, like, because after this movie, I actually read the whole manga already. The manga series is actually finished. So if you want to know what actually happens after this, just go read the manga. It's actually very, very interesting. They go on to do more training and more fighting, and I think the way they should do this is, again, they just continue the series like it does normally. They start going fight more demons, but I think what they should do at the very end again is make another movie. For basically the last fight against the main boss or whatever, the main villain, they should make another movie for this, and then that way they just have one long movie to watch, for viewers to watch from end to end without having to go through episodes and wait every week for something to come out, because that'll be a lot more annoying. And I actually like the movie like this better. Plus, it's much better animation. They put a lot more time into the fights. It's a lot more well developed. They can go into a little bit more detail in terms of like how to do certain things. I mean, they do have to cut certain things out because it's a movie, so it can only be around like 2 hours to 2.5 hours, maybe 3 at most. So you can't include necessarily everything, like backstories and like all these little side stuff that usually the anime or the manga produces. So, but I think it was still very, very good. The way they produced it, you still get to see every character and how they fight. With between Tanjiro, Ryusuke, and the yellow dude, I forget his name, Zenitsu. He's still very funny, where he's like, he'll protect Mitsuko or Nezuko, because he's like half asleep, but like, there's still very funny moments in this too. So it's like it's awesome. And like there's a lot of touching moments in this whole series, or in this whole movie. So very, very good. Like highly, highly recommended. It's probably one of the best. Like the fact that they made the movie off of actual manga and continue the manga story and the series story makes it actually a very good movie, because one, it stays canon to the lore, and it gives a lot more character depth into what they do, and it just all mixes together, like at the end of the day it's still everything connects. So if you haven't gone to see this, I highly recommend it. It is in a few theaters around the US. If it's not in your area, you might just have to wait for it to come out on, when it comes on video or whatever. Not video, but like, digital streaming or something somewhere. But it is definitely a good movie. I highly recommend it. You guys go watch it. It's awesome. And if you like Demon Slayer, I think you'll definitely be a fan of it. And if you haven't watched Demon Slayer, I highly, highly, highly recommend go watching it right now on Netflix. If you don't have Netflix, watch it on some other streaming device, borrow someone's login, whatever. Like, just go watch it. I think it might even be free on Crunchyroll. I'm not even sure because I'm a paid member. But it is definitely an awesome anime, and you guys should go watch it. It's very fun. It can be a little gruesome. Like, there is a lot of blood and guts, so it isn't for the faint of heart. So if you guys, if you're a little bit young, or if you're a little bit adverse to that type of kind of gore, I probably wouldn't recommend this to you. Some parts of it can be a little creepy. But otherwise, it is a very good movie. Anyways, thank you guys for watching. Let me know in the comments what you thought of Demon Slayer, Mugen Train. And let me know if you guys are excited for the series to move forward, hopefully very soon. Thank you guys.